Today we will dive into one of the most fascinating questions that many people wonder about. How can an igloo, a house built entirely out of ice, actually stay warm inside? It sounds like a paradox, doesn't it? Ice is cold, snow is cold, and everything about the Arctic is freezing. So how can a shelter made of snow and ice protect people from the brutal temperatures of the frozen north? Let's uncover the secrets together. The igloo, also known as a snow house, is one of the most ingenious human inventions ever created. It was traditionally used by the Inuit people, who lived in the harsh Arctic regions of Canada, Greenland, and Alaska. Temperatures outside could drop to minus 40 degrees Celsius, sometimes even colder, yet inside the igloo it could be warm enough for people to sit comfortably without heavy coats. That is already mind-blowing. The first secret lies in the material itself. Snow is not just frozen water. It is made up of countless tiny ice crystals with lots of trapped air between them. That trapped air works as an incredible insulator. In other words, snow blocks the transfer of heat. This means that even though the walls are made of ice and snow, they actually prevent the warmth inside from escaping. The second secret is the way the igloo is built. It is not just a random pile of snow. The igloo is carefully shaped into a dome. The dome shape is brilliant because it distributes weight evenly and prevents the structure from collapsing under its own weight or from a wind. But more importantly, the dome helps circulate warm air inside. Hot air naturally rises, and the rounded ceiling allows it to spread out and stay trapped rather than escape. Another fascinating detail is the entrance. If you look closely at traditional igloos, you will notice that the entrance is lower than the floor of the main room. This is not by accident. The cold air sinks down and stays trapped near the entrance tunnel. Meanwhile, the warm air rises and stays in the main chamber where the people sit and sleep. This clever design ensures maximum comfort inside. Now, let's talk about body heat. Even when it is freezing outside, the human body produces warmth. In a small, well-insulated space like an igloo, the heat from just a few people is enough to raise the temperature significantly. Add a small oil lamp or a fire made from seal oil, and suddenly the inside of the igloo can reach 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, while outside it might be minus 30. That difference is huge. You may wonder, doesn't the fire or heat melt the igloo? That's another secret. The inner surface of the igloo actually does melt slightly from the heat. But then, because it is so cold, that thin layer quickly refreezes and forms a hard, icy shell. This icy shell strengthens the structure and makes the walls even more effective at trapping heat. So the melting and refreezing cycle is not a weakness, but a strength. Let's also think about sound and light inside the igloo. The thick snow walls absorb sound, creating a quiet and peaceful atmosphere. They also block harsh winds, so people inside feel calm even during blizzards. And when the sun shines, some light passes to the snow, giving the interior a soft glow. It is almost magical, like living inside a glowing crystal. But igloos are not permanent homes. They were mostly used as temporary shelters during hunting trips in the Arctic. Still, they were life-saving shelters. Without them, survival in such extreme conditions would have been nearly impossible. The knowledge of how to build one was passed down from generation to generation, proving the intelligence and adaptability of the Inuit people. Another interesting fact is that the size of the igloo could vary depending on its purpose. A small igloo could be built for one person in just an hour or two. A larger igloo, big enough for families, might take several hours but could hold up to 20 people. Some were even connected together, forming small igloo villages. Imagine walking through tunnels of snow leading from one igloo to another, like a frozen city. The engineering of the igloo is so admired that modern architects and scientists still study it today. They are amazed at how something so simple and natural can be so effective. In fact, the igloo has inspired designs for energy-efficient houses and shelters in cold regions of the world. It is proof that sometimes ancient wisdom holds solutions that even modern science can learn from. Now, let's add some surprising comparisons. Did you know that the insulation of snow can be compared to the insulation in modern refrigerators? Both trap air in tiny pockets, which slows down the transfer of heat. That means a traditional igloo uses the same scientific principle as a technology keeping your food fresh today. Isn't that fascinating? We should also admire the survival skills needed to build an igloo. It requires not only knowledge, but also practice and patience. The snow has to be the right kind, compact enough to cut into blocks, but not so hard that it crumbles. Builders cut the blocks and arrange them in a spiral, stacking them carefully so the dome shape naturally locks itself together. No glue, no cement, just snow. Yet it can withstand storms and freezing winds. That is pure genius. Let's not forget the cultural importance of the igloo. It is not only a shelter, but also a symbol of resilience, creativity, and harmony with nature. The Inuit people respected the environment and used the resources available to them in the smartest possible way. The igloo reflects that deep connection to the land and the wisdom of living in balance with harsh conditions. So, how does an igloo stay warm inside? The answer is a perfect combination of science, design, and human ingenuity. Snow acts as insulation. The dome shape traps heat. The entrance tunnel keeps the cold air low. Body heat and small fires add warmth. And the melting refreezing cycle strengthens the walls. Together, these factors transform a cold block of ice into a cozy and safe home. The next time you see a picture of an igloo, don't just think of it as a frozen hut. Think of it as a masterpiece of natural engineering, a shelter that defies logic, created by people who turn one of the harshest environments on Earth into a place they could call home. And now we reach the end of our journey. If you enjoyed learning about the secrets of the igloo and how it stays warm against all odds, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.